Most people think they're failing online, but the truth is darker than that. They're not failing. They're invisible. Not because they're stupid, not because they lack effort, but because they're building in the wrong direction. Every day, millions post content, same ideas, same advice, same templates, and they wonder why nobody listens. The internet doesn't reward effort, it rewards clarity. Right now, you're not competing with the best. You're competing with noise. And noise always loses because people don't follow creators. They follow systems. Here's the brutal reality. Most people start online businesses backwards. They chase trends instead of building leverage. They want views first, money later. That's why money never comes. Real businesses don't scream for attention. They position quietly. Brands don't look for viral creators. They look for trust signals, authority, consistency, clear thinking. That's what converts. Look around. The loudest people online are rarely the richest. The richest people almost never shout. They build systems that speak for them. This is why copying never works. You copy surface actions. They built foundations. You post. They position. You chase algorithms. They build assets. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop asking, how do I go viral? Start asking, how do I become unavoidable? Unavoidable doesn't mean famous, it means relevant. When the right person watches your content, they think one thing: this person understands the problem better than me. That's where money starts. Not ads, not sponsorships, not followers. Money follows belief, and belief is built quietly over time with precision. So if you feel stuck online, remember this: you're not late. You're not behind. You're just standing at the wrong angle. Change the angle, and everything changes. Build quietly. Let the system speak. Not noise, not motivation, not hype. Systems. Because real money doesn't chase attention. Attention chases chaos. Money moves towards structure. Most people work harder. A few people work smarter. But the ones who win long-term design systems that work without them. They don't post every day. They don't beg for reach. They don't explain themselves. They set one clear message, one clear offer, one repeatable process, and then they let time do the heavy lifting. That's the difference between content and infrastructure. Content gets views. Infrastructure builds leverage. Brands don't sponsor energy. They sponsor certainty. They look for creators who understand positioning, not popularity. They ask one question silently: can this person convert belief into action? Because belief creates trust. Trust creates movement, and movement creates money. This is why the quiet builders always win. They launch when others hesitate. They refine while others rush. They stay invisible until it's impossible to ignore them. If you want brands, stop chasing validation. Build proof. Build consistency. Build something that works even when you're offline. Because once a system works, money stops feeling random. It becomes predictable, repeatable, calm. And when money becomes calm, power follows. Not overnight, not loudly, but permanently. Build quietly, let the system speak, and understand this clearly. The internet rewards clarity, not effort. It doesn't care how hard you work. It responds to how clearly you position. Most people sell features. Smart people sell benefits. But builders sell outcomes. They don't ask for attention. They create gravity. Their content doesn't scream. It pulls. Because when your message is sharp, the right people find you. Clients don't want motivation. They want certainty. Brands don't want creators. They want systems they can plug into. That's why leverage beats hustle every single time. One video can disappear. One post can flop. But a system compounds quietly. You don't need millions watching. You need the right few believing. And belief doesn't come from noise. It comes from consistency, from structure, from restraint. This is why silence is powerful. While others rush to be seen, you design something that works without applause. That's how momentum is built, slowly, deliberately, unstoppably. If you're still here listening, you already understand something most don't. This isn't about content. This is about control. Control over attention, control over positioning, control over outcomes. Build once, refine forever. Let time do the selling for you. Because when the system is right, money doesn't need chasing. It arrives, quietly, consistently, on its own terms. Build quietly. Let the system speak. Most people wait for permission. Permission from views, from likes, from numbers on a screen. But builders don't wait. They move before the crowd understands. Because by the time the crowd claps, the position is already taken. This is the difference between creators and operators. Creators ask, will this perform? Operators ask, will this compound? They don't chase trends. They study behavior. They don't react to algorithms. They design around incentives. Attention is rented, but trust is owned. And ownership changes everything. When people trust you, they listen longer. They act faster. They pay without resistance. That's when content turns into leverage. Not because it's loud, but because it's precise. Now listen carefully. You don't need to post more. You need to position better. You don't need more ideas. You need one clear system executed relentlessly. When the message is aligned, distribution becomes effortless. Opportunities start appearing without you chasing them. Emails, messages, introductions. That's not luck. That's signal. And signals attract serious players. So if you're building something online, build it like it's meant to last. Slow enough to think, sharp enough to cut through noise, calm enough to scale. This is how brands are born. This is how money becomes predictable. Not overnight, not emotionally, but structurally. Build quietly. Stay invisible if needed. Because when the system is right, you don't need to announce it. The results do that for you. Let the system speak.